nou 'n idee. Dricus, baie welkom, champ.
Ag, baie dankie. Lekker om terug te wees.
Yes, man. What a year it's been. Wat 'n tyd since the last time we spoke. But I must say, the last time I saw you, he got himself some fancy wheels.
Oh, I saw that.
Did you guys saw that, right? That's how a champ should be driving around.
That's a beast.
I would like to think so too. It is an incredible ride.
What a beaut. Man, what a year it's been. The big news, obviously, you're fighting Strickland again, and you're fighting in Australia. Before we get there, I want to take you back quickly, because we haven't spoken since Adesanya. Do you still keep in contact?
Myself and Adesanya? No, not really. I think what needed to be said was said, and what needed to be done was done.
What your take on that fight?
Yeah, it was incredible. I mean, I think it was the most nervous I've ever been for a fight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just because, you would think fighting for the title would make you nervous, but it didn't even come close. Adesanya is a guy that the way he fights, he can throw anything. I mean, we saw in that fight the way he kicks, the way he caught me with that knee in the first 20 seconds. He throws the kind of things that one mistake means the fight's over. Where with Strickland in the first fight, of course you can get caught by anything, but his fight style is not that. That's almost going to surprise you with one single strike and the fight's over. So that's one thing that you always keep in mind, especially with my style, like going forward. But I mean, rightfully so. Adesanya is one of the best to ever do it, and he proved it. But the fight went great. I think I couldn't have asked for a better ending. I was the first guy to be able to submit him, so I wouldn't have had that any other way. I think it was definitely the proudest moment of my whole life.
Absolutely. Look, I mean, obviously a fighter, when they lose against you, they're going to be disappointed, but he just looked absolutely gutted. Yeah. I mean, he just looked like he just doesn't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, I think, there was a lot riding for him on this, and he said it himself, and a lot of people, other fighters, analysts, everybody, they were speaking about literally how good he looked physically.
Sure. And
mentally. Obviously, he cried at the press conference, which didn't look great for the mental side. But
Not a great look,
but he did compose himself. I was surprised, and as I walked into the octagon, his presence in there, you can see he's been there for many years.
Okay.
He's been the champion for many years. He's immediately that space. He feels so comfortable in that space. And as I got into the octagon, I almost felt like I had to do something to take back the alpha in there. I'm the champion, but you could see he was so comfortable in there with the introductions, everything, and it was the mental battle was something insane.
And that's what I want to ask you. There are two parts from where I'm sitting when it comes to what you do. It's the physical, the literal fight, but also the mental, the psyching your opponent out. As you say, even him striking that pose in the ring to try and, overpower you. And the pre-fight or those press conferences, that in itself, do you have a coach just for that? Because for goodness sake, how do you know how to get into their minds to make these big, strong, filthy-mouthed fighters cry?
It's called the South African Braai with friends. That's my coach.
Yes, yeah. This way it works.
Absolutely. Yeah. My mom, my dad, my two brothers, my friends, between those people around me, there's no way. Whenever you're going to throw a chip at me, I will always be ready. Well, you have to be. You have to be. I'd rather lose it there at the press conference, a chirping competition, than at the family table. Can't let that happen. So I think I was trained for this since I could speak.
I remember you saying that anger is not the way to go. The key to getting someone is to get them angry, because then your emotions take over. Is that something that you think about needling them until they kind of lose control?
Yeah, I think. I can immediately see what somebody's game plan is when we go into a press conference. If you look at me and a guy like Robert Whittaker, I'm not a guy that's going to fake up stir up some fake beef to sell this fight.
Okay.
I believe in, and I understand that there's a lot of people that do that and do it incredibly well. But for me, it's just not me, so I can't do it. It's going to be cringe. It's going to look desperate. I sell my fights by the way I fight. But like I always tell my opponents, if you treat me with respect, I'll be treating you the same way. But I can immediately see where a guy like Adesanya or a guy like Strickland try to, stir up this something to sell the hype. And I had to put them in their place quickly.
Listen, I definitely
and it's not anger. It's definitely not anger. That is only...
It's real.
It's real, and it's just strategic. You can see what he wants to achieve.
Yeah.
And that's a fight won or lost as well. If you're going after a press conference, you ask yourself, did I win that press conference or didn't I? If there wasn't a fight, if there wasn't any back and forth, then there was no competition. But as soon as it becomes a back and forth, then it's a win or lose.
You mentioned your family, and I think the last time you were here, you mentioned your mom gets personally quite involved.
Yes, she does.
Quite. What does she have to say about the fact that you're facing Strickland again?
The same as always. I think my mom gets so nervous before fights, especially when they announce these fights. And she would probably say, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure." And
what did she have to say about Adesanya? Did she get angry?
She got so angry with everything. She got so angry. The Strickland saga, when we had the thing in the crowd and everything that was said. And every Strickland fan, these Americans, they hate losing, going, "No, he wanted to fight, it was a robbery." She gets so angry at it. And I don't even see it anymore. I don't care about it, but I just get notifications, or I'll go see something and I'll see my mom comment it.
I love it.
It happens all the time. Me and my mom, at least once a week, have to talk about this. But
I love it so much.
Mom, I'm a professional fighter. You can't say, "Don't you say that about my son" on Facebook. It's really unprofessional, I think.
Oh, your mom's I
love it.
But my mom she's probably the one who taught me most on how to chirp, and you can see that. The stuff she posts, I can just laugh.
I love it so much. Wat is jou ma se naam weer?
Tannie Gerda.
Tannie Gerda. Jy sê sy Gerda.
dankie.
My goeie Tannie. Listen, Strickland. Yes, I weet nie. Okay, before I get there, I've got lots to say. You wanted to fight Khamzat. A lot of people are asking about that. That would have been your preferred fight, am I right?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially after what happened. Because Dana said that they're probably doing Strickland next.
Okay.
And I knew that if Whittaker had to do something great and beat Khamzat, because he's already on a 2-fight win streak, he's going to jump the line. Okay. Especially for Australia. I mean, he's Australian, so that would be massive. I think the UFC had that in the back of their mind as they wanted me to fight in Australia. Because I knew I was going to fight in Australia before I had an opponent. So they were kind of waiting on seeing what happens. But you can't get more dominant in the octagon. A guy like Robert Whittaker, who's only lost to 2 people before, and that's Adesanya and myself. First round submission victory. I don't know what more Khamzat had to do to prove that he deserved that shot.
Okay.
The one thing is with Khamzat, he fought once in 2 years.
Okay.
He's very inactive.
Okay.
Now, I know he has visa issues getting into the United States, but they are sorting that out. I know he's going to be in Australia.
Okay.
So that was a possibility, and that's what I wanted. I just, Khamzat has so much hype right now. Massive following. The Russian fan base is massive. And is that whole region of Eastern European fighters right now are on fire, and that whole region are such big fans of fighting. So he brings that following, that hype, and then of course he's never lost. He's 16-0, or 14-0, one of those two. And to be the first, and it's new blood. It's new blood.
I was just about to say it's a new experience for you.
Absolutely.
So it's a new kind of fighting style. You've been there, you've beaten Strickland.
Yeah, and this is a completely different style, and he's seen by many as the boogeyman of the division, for sure. He's just not been able to be consistent in showing up.
Yeah.
So
what do you say he says? Chimaev.
Chimaev.
Yeah. Is he Swedish?
No, he's from Sweden, but he is Chechnyan.
Chechnyan.
No, he's Dagestani.
Okay.
I think he's Dagestani.
I like it because of our Torlosses though.
He's Dagestani, but he resides in Sweden.
Ja, maar dit lyk of sy torlos is, maar dit klink of Sean se torlos heeltemal
That is true. But I guess all of us that get in there and fight people for for a living. Something has to be wrong somewhere.
Listen, we got to talk so much. I see so many questions coming in as well. I promise you I'm going to get to those questions next. Die groot fight is natuurlijk Februarie, die 9de.
8ste. Ja, by ons die 9de.
Ja, wat vir ons is die 9de, want Australia, sorry, I was asking you, why Australia?
Why Australia?
I don't understand.
Everybody asks me that, and they're like, I know you said we're doing it in South Africa. Guys, I did not decide where we fight.
No, you didn't.
Why? Why don't you decide?
Tell me one thing. Do you have Dana's number on your phone?
No, but I have Hunter's. Yeah, I don't speak to Dana that often.
I'm going to ask that guy, what is your problem with us?
Thank you. Why are you scared to come here? Are you
What is
scared?
this thing
Strickland
about
definitely
Australia?
needs to be scared to come here. You know, an outspoken man like himself.
You know. Anyway, we're going to talk some more in a moment. Stay close. Dricus du Plessis op die show volg. En die champ is hierso. Ek sien jou vrae kom in 0848500942 meer op pad. Ons sets the champ, everybody. Dricus du Plessis. Dricus and still.
And still.
And still. Spoken about Hamza, we've spoken about Adesanya, we've spoken about Robert. Right. This oak, yes, he gets under my skin. Ooh, my soul. Cheeky is not the word. Arrogant is not the word. Sean Strickland. And when they say to you, you got to fight him next, what went through your mind, Dricus?
Well, I knew after the first fight that we were going to meet again. After, like I said, I honestly believed that it was going to be Kamzat, more hoped, and that's the fight I was gunning for.
Yeah.
But when they said Strickland, I wasn't all that surprised. It was bound to happen again, and here we go. It's in a way, I'm glad that we're doing this so we can finally settle everything. Although in my mind it's been settled, but now just to make sure, these Americans sometimes need to learn the hard way.
Yes.
Another reminder.
Yes.
And then we can close off that chapter and move on to the next.
I actually think this is a very good question.
Wat is jou tegniek wat jy die keer teen Sean Strickland gaan doen? Ek meen, jy het al teen hom beklei en hy weet seker maar 'n bietjie meer van jou ins and outs nou. Is daar ietsie wat jy gaan verander, ietsie wat jy anders te gaan doen?
Ja, jy weet, soos hy sê, hy weet nou 'n bietjie meer van die ins en die outs. Hy het my al gefight, maar so weet ek ook 'n bietjie meer van syne. Groot dinge is vir ons, die voordeel het, glo ek, en is ek heel wat seker van is, as jy na sy fights kyk, hy fight nog altyd dieselfde. Altyd. En om so lank presies dieselfde te fight, en soveel experience te raak dit baie moeilik om jou styl te verander.
Sure.
My styl, ek fight op die grond baie keer in die lug. Elke fight lyk bietjie anders en lyk bietjie beter.
Ja.
En met hom sien jy dit nie. So daar's 'n voordeel vir ons en dan natuurlik hopelik bietjie minder met my gesig te keer. Ek gaan dit probeer, maar jy weet, easier said than done, en as dit nou maar weer so gebeur dit so lank hulle my hand op lig by die einde van die fight.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, with Strickland, it's the jab, and he'll go for you the entire time, and you're the one fighter out of the two that showed us something different the last time round. Do you think that'll make him feel a little uncertain?
Yeah, I think, I felt a lot of things that he does right, and I saw a lot of things that he did wrong in that fight. And if you look at the fight, in the beginning of the fight versus the end of the fight, the first half is the second half, the momentum I started getting as I was figuring out his style.
Yeah.
And now we have the biggest, let me tell you this, when I'm standing in the octagon, the biggest, almost, not fear, but the biggest anxiety you feel is, how hard does this guy punch? How fast is he? Is he going to catch me with one shot and it's over? You've never felt this person physically.
Yes.
So you don't know how hard he hits. And now that almost, the element of surprise is gone.
Okay.
Which makes it a lot easier not to play it safe. In that fight, my first ever title fight in the UFC, fighting for world title, there's a lot of pressure coming with that. So in the beginning, you're kind of playing it safe, feeling the guy out. This time around, there's going to be a feeling out process, but I think it's going to be a lot more action, a lot quicker.
I think that's giving you the edge here. If you watch your last couple of fights, people describe you as unpredictable.
Yeah.
Dana White said something about awkward, I think he called you.
He says, I fight like a white guy dances.
it gets the job done.
Thank you, Dana White.
Wel, die poppe het gedans.
Ja, die poppe het gedans, Jom. So I definitely think you're so 100% right. I've not seen anything from Sean that surprised me much, but you, every time you come out, it's just, it's exciting and it's surprising and it's unpredictable, and that must give him sleepless nights.
Yeah, and I mean, the one thing that I have to say on that, now that they know what they're dealing with in terms of power, and they know that I'm not going to go away, I can go the full fight distance and I'm going to try and take your head off the whole time. They will also be prepared for that.
Sure.
Mentally, he is more prepared, because when you get into a fight, and mid-fight you realize, here we go.
Yeah.
This guy is not going away.
Yeah.
That's a mental fight right there. Because when you're feeling tired and you realize this guy's not going to go away.
Are you training differently for this fight?
We are adding things, but in terms of how hard we're training, in terms of we're just trying to be better. But there's a lot of things that we can improve on, and over we saw a massive improvement in my style from Strickland to Adesanya, and this time around it will be no different. We are constantly evolving and trying to get better. We have a great team. We brought in quite a few people from all over the world that we are bringing in.
Oh, really?
Training, yes.
But do they come and spar?
Yeah,
fight with you?
other pro fighters.
Okay.
Obviously, for them, it's a cool. It's a good opportunity to train with the world champion.
How's it going for them?
Great. Well, I mean, some of them better than others.
What do you mean?
We had one guy, unfortunately, first day of sparring,
Yeah.
who got a broken orbital.
You broke someone's eye bone.
I wouldn't say I broke the eye bone, but we were punching each other and his eye bone broke. So I'm
Right,
not gonna
okay.
say-
But that's what you sign up for, right?
That's it happens. The sport is.
It went into your fist.
Yeah,
I
maybe
mean,
he ran into me. I don't know, but no, that's
And what happens? You got another one on standby?
yeah. I mean, we have more guys coming in for
Okay.
sure.
Well, that's
You're gonna get as many looks as possible. So
Okay.
getting people from all over with different styles, especially trying to make it the people we scout and approach to say come.
May I
And train.
nominate someone?
Can I also nominate?
I think we've got a list.
We have Saturdays or training but Saturday training you can do whatever you feel like. So I'll just spar some unlikable people. if
We're
that's
going to
what you-
WhatsApp you a list.
John, hoe gaan dit? Hierdie Saterdag. Weet jy 'n bietjie kom kyk hoe Dricus oefen.
Ek het 'n verrassing vir jou.
Surprise, surprise. Thanks for all your messages coming in. I promise to get to them.
Man, we just want to say how super proud we are of you. We know you're going to make us proud again. I just want to tell you a funny story. In our household, my 5-year-old and 3-year-old, they don't live with superheroes. We were once wrestling in the garden outside, and I said, I'm Superman. And both these boys just said, I'm Dricus! And yeah, then
That's
there was just a
incredible.
lot of elbows and knees. And after about 6 days, I could see a little bit through my left eye.
Oh man, that is so beautiful. You've become a household name, one of the most searched people in South Africa this year on Google. I don't know if you know that.
I don't.
And
That's incredible.
you inspiring youngsters and so on. Is that's not something you take for granted. That's a beautiful feeling.
It's incredible. It's my mom actually told me, you can't do this stuff. People are looking up to you. And I said, Mom, I'm still the same guy. This is fun school. I'm just the same guy. Now people just look at me. But there's a responsibility, unfortunately, with that.
Sure.
Whether you like it or not. But hearing that it's incredible. I mean, it gives me goosebumps every time I hear it. Somebody says, you're my hero. Like, people were my hero growing up. Not necessarily fighters, but in that same light. And then again, just hearing this from South Africans waking up every time I fight. People show me videos, young kids, old people.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter, male, female, kids. It doesn't matter. People just waking up and watching me fight. It's so incredible, and I just want to say thank you to each and every fan, young and old, who loves this sport that I love so much, and making it possible for me to live my dream.
That's so exciting.
It's incredible, and this year was amazing. And other than winning the world title, becoming an international fighter of the year, all those things are great. But making my country proud, making the people proud that follow me and support me is incredible. And 2024 was just the beginning. 2025 is going to be so much bigger.
Yeah, and they watch you and they follow you from all over the country. Let me tell you something. When I announced that you're on the show, was it Monday or Tuesday? First phone call I got was from my dad. En ons boetie Bester. Hy bly in 'n klein plekkie genaamd New Bethesda. Het jy al gehoor daarvan?
Yes.
Have you?
Ja.
So tussen Graaff-Reinet en Middelburg in die Groot Karoo in die Oos-Kaap. En sê vir my, sê gou vir my, hoe laat is Dricus op die show? Ek wil nie in die dorp wees as hy op is nie. And he left you a message. Listen to this.
Goeiemôre Dricus. Is Boetie Bester hier van New Bethesda. Ek wil net vir jou sê, ons in hierdie klein dorpie kyk gereeld jou fights en ons staan agter jou. En ons hoop jou hoop is sukses met die Strickland fight. Go for it.
Here we go. They even in die Karoo mense, daar's nie teerpaaie nie, maar hulle is agter jou. More coming up from Dricus du Plessis on the show this morning. Dricus du Plessis. The year's going to start off with a bang. February already. It's the 8th in Australia. Obviously, we only see it on the 9th the next morning. Sydney, it is, 312? I think
312.
312. Dricus du Plessis, the champion from South Africa, facing the American. He's very annoying. He really is.
He's so diplomatic.
I'm actually, in my heart is ek baie bly hy fight hom weer, want ek wil regtig ek wil net hy moet net stil bly en net sê baie geluk and you beat me and you're better than me. Want hy het verskriklik. Maar anyway, meer daaroor oor 'n oomblik.
That was personal.
Yeah, really.
He annoys me. And the thing, he knows it though. He says things he knows. He goes for reaction.
He does go for reaction.
Hy is almal af. As in sommer, just in case. I think he's the kind of guy who walks around and goes, who have I not offended or pissed off?
Let's go for
you.
it.
And then go for it. Yes, you'll just do everybody a favor.
Well, there's one question. I mean, he did bounce back. He beat Paulo Costa. What did you make of that?
That was the most boring fight I've watched ever. But I mean, if you look at his style, that's kind of the way he does it. When I fought him, I remember when I fought him, at the press conference he said, till death, and he always says these things, but you're not going to kill somebody with a jab. It doesn't happen. So he says to death, and when we fought, he was walking backwards, and the stats actually showed I was going forward for 23 minutes of the 25-minute fight.
Sure.
You're not going to kill somebody like that. So, he likes the badass, that whole persona and being the bully, but, mostly with bullies like that, they can't take it. We saw that at the press conference too. Getting some of your own medicine. But so when he fought Paulo Costa, exactly the same as all his other fights, and that's what I was saying. I mean, Paulo Costa is a great fighter, and Strickland's style was very effective, just not very exciting to watch, in my opinion.
He talks big.
He talks. He talks a lot better than he fights.
100%. Who's the pre-fight? Do you know?
So we have John Wei Li, the Chinese women's champion, fighting Tatiana Suarez. She is Australian.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So the women's title fight, that's going to be the co-main event. And big rumors on Israel Adesanya fighting Nozardine Imamov, also on the same card. That's interesting, the Frenchman. So that's going to be very interesting. Obviously with Izzy, he is from down under in New Zealand.
Mm.
So same region. He has quite a big fan base there. So it will be awesome. It's great.
Quick question. Who do you rate as a female fighter?
Jean Wei Li is absolutely incredible, and then I can't get the name right now, but Jean Wei Li is an incredible champion. Okay. She is the Chinese champion, super exciting to watch, and Valentina Shevchenko, that's the name.
Okay.
She is incredible. I've sparred her once when I was younger, like 19, 20.
You did?
And I mean, she's like very small, fights at 52 kgs, I think, or 57.
Sure.
And I'm looking at this lady, I'm still a youngster, and I thought, well, how am I supposed to? And she kicked me for the first time right in the head.
And you're like,
thought, okay. Like this is not me taking it easy. This is me surviving.
They're like, mag ik nie?
Yeah, I mean, no, that changed very quickly to now I have to. But she's an incredible fighter.
So we're talking just now about the pre-fight. You said the women, the ticket is on there. Did you watch the Mike Tyson? I know you're a Tyson fan. Did you watch that fight?
Massive Tyson fan, but no, I don't need to watch that.
It's tough.
Yeah.
We want to remember him the way...
Yeah, but fighting a 60-year-old man... Yeah, I guess a lot of people watched it. It's just, for me personally, I can't get over the fact that I think it's rigged. I don't know for a fact that it isn't, or that it is. I'm not saying factually it is. And that aside, I just, no, thank you.
Now there's a rumor they want to offer him like hundreds of millions of dollars to actually really fight because the rigging rumors are rife, unfortunately.
I mean, the fights before that there was some incredible fights.
That was exciting. I think it went the wrong way. That Irish lady, not in my mind.
Yeah, that was a crazy, crazy fight. Yeah, I watched those fights. I watched that because I want to watch real fights.
Mm-hmm.
No, like if I watch WWE, I watch WWE. If I watch fights, I watch real fights.
Do you think it's ruined Tyson's legacy?
No, nothing can ruin Tyson's legacy. I mean, in his past, what he's done. The man is 60 years old. Give him a break. I mean, what people... I don't know how people were surprised on that. I mean, you can be as good as you want. At the age of 60, you are not beating another professional sportsman at the age of 30. It's just not.
But the world of fighting has been all over the place the last couple of years with fights like this. If Jake Paul had to offer you $20 million, if he had to offer you $50 million,
no,
$100 million,
no, thank you.
What are you saying?
Yeah,
I'll stand there for
gimmick fights. Gimmick fights. I'll do that one day, maybe when I'm retired.
Okay.
Right now, I'm in this for legacy, and I have goals to achieve, and money isn't one of them.
So he's not that good.
No, he's not that bad, to be honest. But he's only fought one real boxer in his whole stint, and he lost that fight.
All right, let's do a little quick fire here with Dricus du Plessis. Your favorite song of 2024?
Alberton van die ene Radio Raps, for sure. That song is on repeat in my house. By far.
I love it. Your favorite TV show or series for this year? Do you get time?
Yes, especially in fight camps, because then, after training, it's just, having to take a break. My favorite show for this year, just like every other year, is Peaky Blinders. I think I've watched it for the 7th time this year.
Great show.
The best.
Trifle for Christmas, yes or no?
Unfortunately not, no.
Oh, come on now.
Well, luckily I don't have a sweet tooth, but no.
Yes! I love you even more.
What does your Christmas lunch look like? Do you have to watch what you eat now?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm in camp again in Christmas. It's the worst part about this. But, we have to do what we have to, but probably going to be a scarboat.
Oh, yeah.
As always. Beerstong, deviled eggs. And there's like on toothpicks you put a piece of cheese.
Yes.
A pickle.
Ja.
Met die Vienna?
Vienna gaan ook gaan. Change op, my ma en pa, hulle sort ons uit. Hulle sort ons uit en met daai eitjies.
Yes. As die gekleurde eitjies.
Ja,
nog op blauwe.
The most, I mean, what else is there? That's what we do on Christmas.
I know you watched them all. Which Springbok performance stood out to you this year?
Wow. Jeez. Okay, obviously, I'm going to have to name a few and then give my take.
Whittle it down.
Obviously, Peter Steph didn't have one off game, and he deserved
the
100%.
Whole year.
He deserved 100% to be rugby player IRB. But I do think they could have shared it with Cheslin Corby because he never makes a mistake. But rightfully so. Captain Siya Kolisi with just came back. I remember the racing. Manager said that he's not
overweight.
Training, he's overweight, comes back, plays against Ireland, best game of his life.
This last weekend as
well.
And
I mean, look at the games of the Shark this weekend getting man of the match. So the captain, as always, Yibben.
I loved the fact that they were there for you in Australia.
It was
that
incredible.
moment that they were in the octagon with you,
Your broers.
Yibben and Sia.
Yes.
Yeah.
The American commentators are like,
who's that?
No, I don't think they've ever seen somebody as big as Yibben in their life.
Yeah.
So I understand because they don't really watch rugby, so I don't know about them. But and then of course, one of the breakthrough players, I think Sasha is the future of rugby. I think Sasha is his first game coming on against Ireland, making that 60-meter kick.
Confident.
His first 5 minutes, that is incredible. And his play against New Zealand. And then a breakthrough player that's been there many times, but I think World Cup was we're good friends. And I told this to him. He was always good, but it always felt like he didn't live up to his potential. And since the World Cup and in the World Cup, Jesse Creel. Oh, wow. I mean,
he's there, man.
He's the best centre in the world at the moment.
100%. If they gave him World Cup player of the tournament, I would have 100% agreed.
understood it.
shame. So will Sia and Eben be there? I mean, I know we all love Cheslin, but ek weet nou nie if it's going to be there an October. What? No, because you got to give guys that are bigger than like but or maybe Pocket Rocket. Maybe there's a message. Listen, we'll see and the guys. What Bok power are you going to have with you next time?
Yeah, I mean, we are talking about it myself, Sia and Eben, and we are trying to make it work. Seeing how their schedules look, is obviously. But yeah, we are busy doing it that way. I mean, just the motivation you have having legends and heroes like them in your corner, walking out with you. It's extra motivation, and it's also a symbol for how we stand together as South Africans. It's not just rugby, it's not just MMA, it's not just it's for the people by the people.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Absolute champions, and you guys seem like you hang out. You literally,
absolutely great people. I mean, when you meet a guy like Sia, you understand why he is the captain and the leader of a country. He is such an inspirational figure, but at the same time, he can laugh, make jokes, extremely funny. And the same with Eben. I mean, the guy you see on the field looks like an absolute killer. Then in his family life, he's a gentle giant. He's such an incredible father and husband, and he loves that. And
you were hanging out last week, weren't you?
Yes, indeed.
Were you comparing cars?
Oh, geez. Well, I mean, so one thing me and Eben have in common as well is we both love cars and fast cars with that. When we were in Australia, I had a nice V8 Dodge Demon. And it was you don't really get them too often. Yeah. And Eben, he phoned me. He said, "Do you have one of those?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "We have to go for a spin." We came to the hotel. We took a spin. No, I mean,
no, they're great guys. Does Eben give you any advice?
Does Eben
gee vir jou advies?
I wouldn't say direct advice, but I can take the advice by observing.
Yeah, by observing. Because that guy is a heel gryp on die try.
But I mean, his advice on that, how to grab somebody, it's not fair because the man is a behemoth.
I look at his reach is incredible.
No, reach-wise, and it's incredible because usually I'm a big guy between people. Like when I'm standing, I'm not a small person, but when I look at him, and I just keep on thinking, how is this possible? The man is massive. He's huge.
Your person of the year.
Person of the year. I have to go Sia Kolisi with that.
Sia Kolisi.
Can't.
Champions.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't matter which South African is there with you in Australia. We love it when you show support to each other. It's a proud moment for us. It's intimidating to the rest of the world, whether you're Australian, whether you are American.
Especially if you're Australian, you played them last week.
Absolutely. Show them something that they don't have, which I think is fantastic. And I listened, I thought back to the last fight with Sean Strickland, and I thought to myself, oh, liewe Vader. The guy was crying afterwards, and and I thought to myself, what can I send with Dricus to give to Sean Strickland? Firstly, maybe a nice little. Because he reminded me of a kiddie's spot. He really, really did. And I thought to myself, well, maybe a new walkout song for Sean.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Baby Sean. Baby Sean.
I see.
Do you like it?
That's catchy.
Do you like it?
It is catchy.
Everybody. Daddy Sean.
We don't know.
This will go
No. That is before the press conference. You can't have him crying already, guys.
No. Let's not go ahead. Just Baby Sean. Let's just stick there. And then Dricus, so you've got a birthday in January.
Yes.
Ons sal jou hopelik sien voor jy oorgaan in Januarie om vir jou 'n geskenkie te gee. Maar nou soos Afrikaners doen, wanneer jy hoor iemand gaan oor see, dan wil jy altyd wil jy nie vir ons net vir
especially Australia.
Net vir Tannie
Esther?
Tannie Esther
Wat
daarso.
ietsie toe in jou soetkas? Ja, altyd 'n chutney of miskien 'n chippy of iets.
Op 'n chippy of 'n ding, maar Sean, dis Sean se verjaarsdag. It's Sean Strickland's birthday. Couple of days after the fight.
He's turning 5.
Yes, exactly.
Wie Sean? So wat gaan jy vir hom gee?
I thought if you can take him from us a lovely birthday cake.
wow.
With blood dripping from the sides. Dricus, as jy
cake.
Ek wil hom hierso neersit vir jou as jy wil. En as jy wil vir Sean Strickland 'n verjaarsdagkoek saamvat.
Oh,
I don't care. What do you think? What do you think?
So.
What do you think? Hey! Oh! Broken! Oh! Damn it. Okay. All right.
Lekker
Okay.
bietjie mooier nou.
Okay. Unhappy birthday to you. Unhappy birthday. Felicia, are you okay?
That was terrifying. That was terrible. I did not expect that.
Well, Felicia's like, are we going to have a little bite?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you thought you were going to have a taste?
This is UFC, Felicity.
That's right.
This is the fight game. It's different.
Listen, we are with you, beside you, behind you. We are there for you all the way. You make us so proud. You've given us so much entertainment this year, so much inspiration. You got us together physically up very early in the morning. You're going to do it again in February. Vir jou en jou familie geseënde Kersfees.
Baie dankie.
And maak hom stil.
Ja, vir eens en vir altyd.
For sure.
If I never hear Sean Strickland's voice again,
It'll be amazing.
it will be amazing.
Love one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the champion. It's
Bye,
Dricus
dankie
du
julle.
Plessis. Dricus du Plessis.